What's up, y'all? This is Ace Boogie. Um, Wanted to do a live watch list tonight. Um, I'm gonna go over a few different tickers, what's been spiking, what's currently on watch right now, and make a live watch list. So let's do it. So this watch list is for 12:30. What we'll do is we'll do it like that. All right. So the first thing I do is I go through what's already on my watch list just to see where some tickers are at, see if they can come back into play or whatnot. It's good to leave former runners on watch, recent runners on watch. So SPY is just the overall markets. Um, Same thing with the Qs. This is the S&P index, and the Qs is the Nasdaq. So so it's so good to look at where the overall markets are at. When people are saying the markets are trading at all-time highs, this is what they mean. Just to It's trading at all-time highs. This is where our stock market is compared to 2 years ago, compared to 4 years ago. So, all right, so MVGT, let's see what this one's doing, if it's doing anything. It's not really doing anything. We'll keep it on watch because if it breaks under this major support area, it can go back to 0 cents. It can go all the way back to sub penny land. So just keep this on watch to see if it ever breaks down. F cell is a definite one that's on watch. This is the one we traded the other day. Had the big first green day, and now it's like it's about to reverse. So this is one we're going to keep on watch for a first red day short. I think the key levels in F cell. You go back to the intraday. I like doing this going to at least a 15-minute chart. The key levels are the 120s. So once these lows are broken, I definitely think it'll reverse back to $1. And once that support area is tested, it could break or it can hold. But just know the 120s are the first key level that we need to be looking at. 125, so the $quarter level. All right. What's up? What else is on watch? CGIS. What is this one doing? So this one, looking at the daily, it had a decent run up, and now it's come down. It's consolidating. A lot of times these can consolidate for a couple of days, couple of weeks, and get some news and get volume and curl back up and retest these highs. So I'm gonna keep this one on watch. I'm not gonna put it on my quote unquote watch list, um, just because it doesn't have any volume right now. But we'll keep this one up there so it can stay relevant. KRTS, this was a supernova. Stock went from like 10 to 150, then came back down. Actually did a little lesson on it, a first red day. Um, Same thing with this though. It's come down, it's consolidating, it's found a support and it's starting to curl up off that support. And volume slowly is starting to come back in. So this is one that we'll keep on the watch list. I'm not gonna put it directly on watch yet, but if it, takes out the 90s and the 91s, it's definitely on watch to for a respike. GHSI. This is when I traded a few times. Um, it's not really doing much. He is holding the 17, 16 cent support. I'm not going to delete it off my watch list yet, but I'm not going to put it on our official watch list. EYEG. Oh, missed this. This is running on light volume. And look at the volume compared to where it spiked initially. However, it's broken over this high right here. And if it can retest the high of the 11s, maybe volume can pour back in and it can squeeze some more. Just backing out, seeing what the big picture looks like. So it's definitely curled back up. So this is what I mean when I say these things can consolidate for a little bit, find a base of support, and curl back up and retest. So that's the same reason why I'm keeping the KRTS ticker on my watch list and the CGIX ticker because it has that same sort of consolidating pattern after it's found a base, so it can easily curl back up. This one's interesting. Like I said, it doesn't have any volume. If it's if I see this up on volume pre-market, it's definitely one to be on the front of the watch list. Right now, this is something just to look for in the future. ALPP, it's at 20 cents now. It's actually coming back. This one had a big run up from 2 cents all the way to 45 cents. Came back down hard, a few bounces, and now it's kind of getting a tighter range right now. So once again, no volume in the stock, so it's going to be ignored for right now. But it's one that we'll keep on the main watch list in case it does have a high volume day. SRNE, is this worth keeping on watch? Same thing with SRNE. Volume comes back in, it's holding this base of support right now. So if it comes back in, gets back up to, you know, the upper threes, it can retest this 440 level, but not one to keep on watch for immediately. PTI, I think they had either bad news or offering on this. I think I was trying to short it on this day. I think I covered on this day. It's crazy. Um, this one's tough. It can go either way. Right now, it's kind of mid-range. If we were seeing it on this first green day, if this day was being put in, like today or Friday, whatever, it would definitely be on watch. But now that it's bounced and it's turned red, it's actually probably on watch for more so a short back down. But with these biotechs, you never know. So I'm gonna leave this one alone. CLVS, it just had a big red day. It's actually tightening up. This is the chart for a lot of the biotechs that you've seen on my watch list. A lot of the ones that's on my watch list are biotechs. So they've had a nice run up, the last couple of months, and now they're starting to, you know, reverse and find a consolidation pattern. So this one should be interesting as well because this is starting to come to that point where it either has to pick a direction up or pick a direction down. So we'll wait until it picks a direction and then we'll ride the wave in that direction. No need to guess. ADXS. This one's on the third green day in a row. Decent volume. One or two things can happen. Let's see what the intraday look like on this last third day. It's big day. And it's not a bad intraday chart. I can see this possibly retesting this dollar level. This is one that I'm considering to actually put on the watch list because the intraday chart is fitting. The daily chart, yes, it's on the third green day, but if more volume comes in and it's close to these recent highs, it can break out and have like a major weekly breakout over basically over $1. But one thing to consider is the previous history. So if we're looking to break out over $1, let's put it right there for all intents and purposes. What's the resistance looking back like? I mean, if it goes $1, it can $1.35, $1.50. If it breaks $1, it can go to $1.50 if it has decent volume. Kind of like the F cell trade I just made. That's the range we're looking for. Move just like that. And look at the recent volume. Volume starting to come back in like it was on these couple of days when they had a run. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on the watch list. Not sure if it'll happen tomorrow, but I want to keep this one more actively watched because it's so close to the highs. All it needs is a good catalyst, and it's off to the run, off to the races. So what I do is I move all the ones that's actively on watch. I move those to the bottom of my watch list. All right, OBSV. Yeah, this is just a one and done type deal. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off. NK's volume is depleting. It is a real company though. It's actually following a trend. You can see it. I keep NK on watch, just like SSI. SSI. When it's trading like this, is it all time highs? I think it might be all time highs. No, it's not. Cool. $9. So yeah, all this resistance is coming into play. If we can break through this 11s, they can run, to 20. honestly. Let's put line at 10. But right now, volume is it's actually, I mean, it's steadily. It's just it's spiking on little volume, which is oh, it's good because the day it actually gets big volume, it's really going to spike. But it's hard to play stuff when it's just a liquid. It's not too bad, but it's definitely trading a little bit thin. You can make money off of it. So this actually might be a decent dip by opportunity, depending on how it acts. So if it dips back down to the 775 area, which is right here, this was supported a couple of times by the body of these candles. But if it dips down to 750s, it's supported right here, the 750, 760s. And if it dips down to 7, it's supported right here and right here. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna put this on watch. I want to see how it acts if it continues to fall for a first red day, or if it finds support. If it finds support, look at the pattern. It sells off for a little bit, then boom, you got a nice uptrend reversal. So if it sells off for a little bit, we're gonna look to try to catch that reversal. I think it's going to be somewhere in the sevens. Just looking at previous support and resistance, and maybe in the 750s. Who knows? But we're going to put it on watch because SSI is one of the ones that's been unusually strong in the market. Not sure if it has to do anything with tax loss write-offs or whatever or sell-offs, but this one's been interesting to watch. And I don't know when this is going to do it. This might be more of a back burner play, but I think that's good risk reward given how the stock has been reacting to the sector momentum and whatnot. ACHV, ugly chart, ugly, ugly, ugly chart. Yeah, I don't need this on my watch list. It's just nasty looking chart. CBIO, no volume, no use, no reason getting involved in that. And of course, ACST, I'm actually short 1,500 shares on the first green day. And no, I'm not up 270. At least I don't think I am. So we're gonna see how this acts. Hopefully, it can, it bounced from down here, gapped up. We can at least get back down to the twos before it finds some support and starts making that coil pattern that you see. Boom. So definitely we'll keep this one down here. All right, so I went through all everything that was currently on my watch list. Um, I'm gonna add another one that I know of, SAVA. This one's another biotech that's been spiking, kind of like SSI. But it's kind of sketchy. I think it's really kind of sketchy. They changed their ticker name. The ticker name used to be PTI. And I remember that stock, and it was one that they did some shady stuff on. But nonetheless, it's spiking, and it's really about to fill up this gap. Looking at it, a lot of traders are giving it a lot of sentiment, but I think it's likely to reverse here shortly. But you never know how far these can go. I mean, it's up 44%, so some shares to short. But we're gonna look for, the first red day. This is on watch for the first red day. It's wickedly overextended. It's up from the ones, the high ones, all the way up to the sixes, and it's bumping up against resistance, major daily resistance. Volume has been depleting. I'm gonna change the weekly candles. Here's the resistance back here. See the wicks right in the sixes, sevens, and eights. Same thing right here. Yeah, this is on watch for a first red day short. So with Sava, first red day short pattern, we look to short into a failed morning spike, or if it opens up red tomorrow, like an overextended gap down, we look to short into a spike towards red green. That's how you play these. All right, so boom, this is what we're gonna do. Now I'm gonna see what else is in play. So I go to Finviz, look at some charts. This one's a low floater. It spiked one day, lost almost 50% of its spike, still held green. They're just saying they're starting a clinical trial, phase 3 clinical trial, but it's a low float stock, so it's one to keep on watch. Low float biotech, which means it's a hot sector momentum. It's a great catalyst. It's important to list that it has a one and done spike history. So stocks like ITRM has a, oh, oh no, hold on. Yeah, it's one done history. So stocks like ITRM that have a history of spiking bid like one day and then selling off is really on watch for more than just a short, because a lot of times these things can squeeze because everyone's assuming that it's going to stop right here at this resistance, and the shorts get crowded on top of one another, and the stock doesn't go down because there's more shorts in it than longs. And once they realize that the stock isn't going back down, they'll start to cover on top of each other, which adds buying pressure. And then the longs will see the buying pressure, see that the stock is actually bouncing, and they'll hop into it as well. And momentum traders will hop into it as it breaks, key levels, and that's how these big squeezes happen, where it pushes from $2 all the way to $7 in one day. Okay, boom. So that's ITRM. Keep that on watch. PT, don't like the ticker. I think this one gave back all of the spike. So yeah, it's fluff news. That's why I ain't do nothing. So this is some news that this company put out, but it doesn't really change anything with the company. They're not really pushing something that's they're not really pushing something that's really going to change the financial outlook of the company. That's why it's sold off on that. So PT, if their shares to short, which I'm about to check right now. Oh, oh, yep. How many? 342,000. So this may be a good second day short. A lot of people want to short the first day and play it in here, but it may be a good second day short because it has a history of, spiking up and coming down. So if it's up from $1 something and spikes into this $3 resistance and it's chilling at $2, it has to pick a direction. And we're gonna let it pick the direction. And if it starts fading off of VWAP like it did on the previous day, then we'll probably enter in for a short. Hit 290s and sold all the way off down to two. So this is $1. Is 30%. Yeah, 30% drop, followed by 20% bounce, 30% bounce, followed by a 20% drop. So the volatility is definitely here. You can make money long and shorting the stock. But if, $2 breaks, let's see, what's this? Yeah, 202. If $2 gets broken under, it can really get ugly and reverse all the way back to $1. So that may be worth a shot. There may be opportunity in that. So we'll keep that on watch. All right. On to the next one. So this one's a super low float. 2.6 million shares in the float. Did not have news since December 10th, but it spiked. It must be spiking in sympathy to something else. Let me look at the chart, THMO. Volume is so low though. Yeah, um, nah, the volume's too low on this. These low floaters can dry out real quick, and the spread could be ugly. So it's one thing you gotta keep in mind. Now, if it's up, you know, plus 5, 10% pre-market, um, trading at these levels, then it may be worth a shot. But as of right now, yeah, I think the same thing with this one. This is bottom bouncer. This is more like January effect stuff. No news. It's just bouncing because all of the tax loss selling going on, so that their debt is decreasing. This one's a low float. Same deal though. I'm gonna ignore all of these unless they have a catalyst that can keep it going. Milk. I heard about milk. It's a bigger stock, higher float, and what did I say? Focus gets on my nerves. I'm not gonna hop on the milk trend. I think milk is overrated. I'm not even gonna look at this stock just because there's too many large cap stock traders trading that. That's taken away from my edge. Archon is probably like a buyout. Let's see what it is. Low float. Reverse stock split. Oh, this is one of my strategies. All right, what do they do? One for what? One for five. All right. So definitely I'm keeping this on watch. A lot of these reverse stocks splits cause the stock to spike a few days afterwards. So I'll put this right here. Just want to see how it looked beforehand. And it's a former runner. Look at it. Yeah, this is definitely on watch. All right, on to the next one. Now, if Archon can get some company changing news catalysts and have decent volume come in, it's definitely a buy. GSTL's higher price, not interested. Rab is interesting. Had his first red day, Rite Aid, but I'm not hopping on that boat. ATSI was very interesting. Low float, biotech, hot sector, recently breaking out over multi day highs. This news came out December 13th where they rejected somebody's offer to buy them out. ATSI, let's see what it's looking like. I just want to see how's it trading intraday. It's trading very thin and illiquid. Yeah, I'm good on this. Just see what the daily looks like for the history. This is it. It's at all-time highs though. So even if it's and then more steady volumes coming in recently. I'll leave it on this watch list. This could be a good long-term play. Put it up here. Bring SO down here. All right, let's finish going over some stuff. Thor, too high price. CBB, not enough volatility. VRNA, what's going on with that? Liquid, not messing with it. All right, so that's everything on the FinViz radar. I think I messed up my stock scanner. Yeah, I forgot to redo it. So we're gonna leave it at that. We got plenty on watch for tomorrow, and then that's not including anything that may be up pre-market. So we really want to kind of eliminate these, and they'll eliminate themselves. Most of them will eliminate themselves due to the lack of volume or the lack of volatility and range on whatever particular day. So if this doesn't move under $2 or barely moves at all, then this is going to the back burner. We're going to focus on the things that are moving. So we're gonna do this. We'll do after hours. Then tomorrow we're gonna see which ones are still what tickers we can add to the watch list and pre-market. So this is how I go through stuff that's on my watch list, stuff that's up. I look for big percent gainers, look at the chart, see where the key support and resistance levels are, see if any of the charts are setting up to patterns or setups that fit my strategies, and I look to define trading plans within those strategies. So hopefully you got something out of this. My watch list my live watch list videos. These videos right here are super informal, so hope you don't expect anything, too uptight because I'm not going to give you that. But anyways, I'll continue part two to this video tomorrow morning as we're looking in the pre-market for things that may be up. Hey Spoogie, out.